The climate in Antarctica is extreme. The wind there is the most intense wind I've ever experienced in my life. You could just hear it howling. It's honestly not an easy hike, but it's beautiful. It's just a different kind of beautiful with a bit harsher elements. My name is Victoria Hermanson, and I am a seabird biologist with NOAA's Antarctic Ecosystem Research Division at the Southwest Fisheries Science Center. I'm part of a team that works to manage the krill fishery in Antarctica. Because krill are the superstar of the show. They're the ones that we really want to study and make sure that we understand how their populations are changing in order to sustainably manage the fishery. So I put the cameras on the backs of penguins so that we can study the predator-prey interactions between them and krill. Step 1, find the dirty bird. We would have to go around the colonies and kind of assess and see which nests have a mating pair, because we didn't want to leave any egg or chick unattended. Their safety and their reproductive success is of utmost importance to us. We would look for the dirty bird. You know, the one who's been sitting there for maybe a couple days. It has poop all over its back. It's stinky. And then its beautiful glowing partner standing next to it, ready to take over. And it looks like this guy is due for some foraging based off of how stinky and dirty he looks. Some of the penguins would just come out of the colony and just run at you and just like squawk at you. They're generally pretty feisty. I love that they thought they could fight me, you know. They're tiny, they're so cute. If I had to guess which one here was most feisty, I would say this guy. He's sizing you up right there, you know? So we would take the dirty bird, avoid the pecks from everybody else, and it just makes it a little bit more painful for the person getting the penguin. Step 2, penguin football hold. Usually when you take a penguin, you hold it like a football, so you grab it by its flippers at the top, and then you kind of swing it under your arms like this, and then you hold their little feet right here so that their head's back here and they can't bite you. But a lot of the time when you put them back there, they'll bite and generally get a lot of marks, bruises all over your arms, which is great. And probably 90% of the time when you'd pick up a penguin, it would poop all over you. So there was also that. We put a miniaturized camera on the back of them so we can see firsthand what they're saying and how much krill they're foraging on. We like to use the least invasive method possible, so that means using this stronger tape so that it's easy to pull off at the end when the bird comes back and we don't affect his feathers or anything. And that's how we attach the instruments to the penguins. They're little penguin backpacks. They're like the cutest little junior scientists in the world. Step 3, let the penguin go. Once we're done, we bring the penguin back and then we gently put them down. They know exactly where to go. They go back to their nest, and you know, if all goes according to plan, usually that bird checks in with their partner and then they go out to sea. Unfortunately, some of the time, probably 50% of the time, I would just get footage where it was just on their nest and I would just be looking at the penguin across from them. The other half of the time though, it was great. They go really fast and the imagery is blurry a lot of the time. But you can really see when they're striking at krill and how often they are able to successfully get krill. That's why this imagery is so fun but difficult to work with. Step 4, why does this all matter? As much as I love the penguins that we study, the real important part about this is how much krill they're coming across. They're tiny, they're mighty, they run the ecosystem there, and they are food for everything. They're food for the penguins, the whales, the pinnipeds, everything out there. The video loggers give us critical insight to what the penguins are exactly seeing. So I think this will be pretty cool to develop further so that it can not only be used for just penguins foraging, but maybe cetaceans and other animals in the future, and so that we can enhance the way that we study krill to manage the krill fishery. If the krill population gets decimated, it affects everything in Antarctica. And not only everything in Antarctica, but this trickles down to even us as human beings here. It's just so important, I think, to understand the interconnectedness, because it is a fragile environment and it's very resilient, but it still requires our help. It requires our management to protect Antarctica.